Alright, this is my first trip outside in the snow for this year. Oh my goodness. Okay, so little side note, my dad was out here a few hours ago and he had scraped away a whole path and now it's covered back up with snow again. It feels kind of crunchy. But it started snowing about 26 hours ago, 27 hours ago or something. So this is the aftermath. Oh my gosh. This is my, like I said, holy heck. This is my first time out of the house since it started snowing. My feet are gonna freeze because these rain boots are not insulated and I couldn't put on thicker socks because they wouldn't fit in the boots. Wow. I love the snow at night. There's something magical about the snow at nighttime because like the sky is lit up and it's so quiet around here. Oh my goodness. But they're saying that we got anywhere between 6 to 9 inches of snow in this area, depending on where exactly, like what neighborhood. Oh my gosh, the snow is so deep. I don't know if you can tell how deep that is. I can't even tell how deep that is. I don't want to get my hands wet reaching down there. I'm having to take these huge steps to walk in the snow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't get over how quiet it is. They were saying earlier on the news that they had grounded all the flights in and out of Nashville, but there's been some airplanes going over. There were some airplanes going over even within the hour after they said they grounded all the flights going in and out. So, I don't know. And I tried recording it, but it showed that it was 13 degrees out here. It's been 13 degrees pretty much all day long. It's cold. That's why I'm bundled up as much as I am. And I couldn't find any of my normal gloves, so I'm wearing my little fingerless glove mitt things. Oh my gosh. And my dad also said that he tried clearing off my car several times. I don't know why, because I don't plan on going anywhere. Not until all this stuff melts away. But yeah, the battery's about to die. Great. I just wanted to update. It's been over 24 hours since I filmed the last video. It's now like 2:30 the next morning. And I decided to fix me a mug of hot chocolate. You know, the kind that has the Lucky Charms marshmallows. Because, as you can see, it is now 2 degrees. 2 degrees in Nashville. What the snot. And I think it's going to get down to 0. I mean, you can see my hair. Yeah. This is not fun. This is not fun at all. I heard some loud popping sounds outside my window. It wouldn't surprise me if the glass has cracked around the window, but it's so cold. Like, I don't want to pull the curtains away, and I definitely don't want to go out there right now to check and see. Or I'm afraid maybe even something happened with the wood. I don't know. It was loud, and it sounded like something hit the house, but I've learned in most cases, usually when it sounds like something has hit the house, it's not really as bad as it sounds. So, yeah. Everything got fuzzy. Yeah, so that's just me checking in. 5:05 a.m. and it's already 0 degrees outside. This is insane. What summer. Hey everybody, so I've been snowed in the past couple of days, which I don't mind. And I believe before all this I showed some footage of that. But anyway, I thought that I would unbox this rock tumbler I received for Christmas, just cause. I might do some videos about this. Like, in my mind I'm thinking I'm gonna do some videos with this, but it'll probably be more like the before and after. But anyway, here it is. I'm kind of hesitant about this. Like, I kind of wish I had already opened it, because like I said, I got this for Christmas, but I didn't have anything to go or to use with it, and my dad got it for me for Christmas, and I don't know if he didn't realize that it didn't come with anything, or he assumed that I already had some stuff, which I did have some gemstones that I bought years ago from eBay, but I don't know where they are. I'll find them eventually, but I used to know where they were, but then, well, I'm not going to touch on that. Anyway, what I did do is I did buy this off of Amazon. The box it was already coming apart, but but it is the National Geographic World's Greatest Rock Tumbler Refill Pack, and it's a 5-pound pack. And I bought this because it in the description it said it came with 1 pound Madagascar mix, 1 pound petrified wood mix, 1 pound gemstone mix, and 1 pound of agate, and 1 pound of jasper. So I'm thinking they're all going to be separated out, right? Well, when I go through all the packs, I don't think they're separated out. Like, it looks like everything's, oh, I know you can't really see this, but it looks like everything's pretty much mixed together. Like, the bags are not labeled. Like, it's not like Madagascar mix, gemstone mix, whatever. To me, everything looks all mixed together. I've been through, like, I've actually opened up and, like, gone through each little baggie. I don't really know a whole lot about gemstones. I can't really identify many gemstones. Like, I can barely tell the difference between rose quartz and amethyst. Like, I always assume amethyst was purple, but then I've come to find out, like, sometimes amethyst can be pink too. I know what Dalmatian jasper is. It looks like there's quite a bit of Dalmatian jasper. And there's a lot, I don't know. This has already turned into like a review about this, but there's a lot of teeny tiny little chips. Like, if I were to put the chips into the rock tumbler, I'm sure that they would disintegrate in just a couple of days. Like, so much of these bags is filled with those little dinky chips that are good for nothing. So I'm kind of iffy. Like, this whole set was like $40, which may be a good deal, but may not be a good deal. But there's some pretty huge rocks in some of these, so that's cool. I'm hoping that I can, you know, turn some of this into jewelry. I've toyed with wire wrapping, and I wish I was good at wire wrapping, but maybe I'll practice on these and hopefully become good with wire, or decent at wire wrapping at least, because I like wire wrap jewelry. Yeah, so the good thing, well, one other good thing about these is that it came with all of these packets of grit. So I've got like 5 different rounds of grit, packs of grit. Like, there's, I think, 20 packets of grit all together, and it's like 1 through 4. Like, you know, it starts out, you do, you put them in like with the first grit, which is like the coarsest grit, and you run that for like a week or so, and then you like change out the grit to like a little bit finer grit, and you know, you gradually progress to finer grit, so that in the end it goes from like smoothing out the roughness to actually polishing the surface of the stone so that it's a polished stone. So yeah, that will be very interesting. It did come with a few little jewelry findings, not very many, but I mean, it's something. Yeah, and this is pretty much aimed at kids, I'm sure, anyway. And then a little pouch to put your little gemstones in, and then a little booklet about everything, which there's not a whole lot of information in this anyway, but, yeah. So, I ordered the kit and received it. It's actually very happy. Like, it's supposed to originally arrive on Monday, which was when all the snow was supposed to, like, already be kind of building up. But turns out that I received it, they moved it up earlier, so I received it Sunday afternoon before the snow started, which I was relieved, just for the sake of the driver. Like, like, when I found out that it was going to come Monday, I kind of felt guilty, because I was like, oh no, that's when all the snow is supposed to be happening, and I was like, I was like, you know, if they had to delay the delivery because of the snow, I wouldn't mind, because I'd rather somebody be safe, like at home safe, not working, than to be out working in dangerous situations or hazardous situations. So, you know, but it came early, so that was cool. Yeah, so yeah. And again, I'll probably do like some other videos about that, you know, like from the start to finish of, or from the beginning, what the rocks look like before being polished to what they look at like after being polished. And I'm getting tongue-tied, but anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut into this. But what I was saying earlier, kind of iffy about it, like the way it's taped up kind of has me wondering, because I don't know, it just seems like a shoddy tape job. Like something, like when you have to close stuff up in the store, like when an employee has to, you know, like rebox something up or reseal something up, you know, they're kind of, they just kind of throw the tape on there. But then again, it also has the label, like a shipping, or like, this looks like a label that came from the warehouse, so maybe it hasn't been tampered with at any point. I don't know. Or it could have been like a return, online return that they just shipped to the location. I don't know. Anywho, at least with me opening this on camera, I've got proof if there's anything wrong with it that I didn't do it. So, shoot, I didn't even cut into the tape that well. Okay, there we go. And this came from Harbor Freight. Like, he already told me, and you could tell by the company, like the brand. It's Chicago Electric brand. It's a double barrel rock tumbler. So you can have, like, at least I assume you can have two different sets of stuff going at the same time. So my dad even pointed out, he's like, oh, so you can go ahead and start one in one barrel, and then when you switch that, like, out the grate, you can start another one in the second barrel and, like, start a new cycle of stuff, so that way you can have two cycles going on at one time. It's like, oh, that's a pretty good idea. So I don't really know a whole lot about these. Like, over the years, I've watched some videos here on YouTube, and one of the people I follow, Matt's Crazy Art, which I did a review. Like, I had ordered some jewelry from him a few years ago, and I did a video about that on here. But he had a rock tumbler, and like when he had gotten his rock tumbler, I had started looking at other rock tumbler videos, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And another funny thing about my dad getting this for me, like, I haven't really like talked about a rock tumbler in a long time. I think back then, like a few years ago when I saw Matt's videos, I had talked to him about them, because I was like, oh hey, and it shows that, like, I found out Harbor Freight still carries rock tumblers. But I mean, I don't go to Harbor Freight often. Like, usually if I go there, sometimes it's just because my dad needs to go, but usually I'll go because I need to get, like, something for, like, my dollhouse, or, like, a craft, you know, like, jewelry making or something. Some kind of little tool in relation to that. But I haven't seen these there, but apparently they have them in the store. I thought it was, like, one of those online-only sort of things. But so I haven't really talked about it since then, and it's strange because when I was little, I used to want a rock tumbler so bad, and thinking about it, this is kind of like 20 years after the fact. He finally got me one for Christmas. But yeah, I'd watched other people do videos about these in the past, and I didn't realize, like, of course I thought a rock tumbler was primarily for rocks, but I saw that people also use it for when they do, whatchamacallit, what is that, metal detecting, and to clean off their finds. So have a rock tumbler with some different grit stuff in there to help kind of like clean off all the mud and debris that's built up over, like, if they find a coin or whatever over the years. And also some people use it, well, Matt in his videos was also using it to make sea glass. Like, he was getting glass from, like, Dollar Tree or breaking glass stuff to make sea glass with the rock tumbler, which, I don't know. it looked cool. I don't know if that's my, I think I'm gonna try it. I don't know if that would be my thing or not, but I kind of do want to try that. And also people I've seen use it for pottery, like little pieces of pottery that kind of have rough edges. That might be neat. Like if you had, like, I've seen where people would break up old plates, like decorative plates, and turn it into jewelry pieces, and I guess you could like tumble it maybe, but that might chip off the paint. Like if it has paint or enamel or whatever to decorate it, that would probably chip that off in the process. Oh, anyway, so it's already assembled. For some reason I was thinking like it was disassembled, like where you'd have to reassemble it. I got a little tiny, I think I did a video, or should mention it in a video anyway, that I got like a little tiny table saw. It just sounds funny saying table saw, like a tabletop table saw. That's about half the size of this. And I had to, like, I took it out of the box and looked at it, and you had to like kind of assemble that. But this is already pre-assembled. So that's cool. And I saw that they sell replacement belts, so I assume that that's probably something you have to worry about, like the belt running out, because these things, in order to do like a full polish on a rock, like from a rough rock to a polished rock, it takes about a whole month, because you do like each, like I said before, each grit for about a week. Like in the National Geographic little booklet, it says something like, it had a guide for like days 1 through 3, or 3 to 5 days, or whatever you do with grit 1, and then the next was like 6 to 8 days you do grit 2 and whatnot. But I don't think, like, I think you need longer, like a longer duration for each grit, like about a week for each grit for it to fully take effect on the rock, unless it's a softer rock. This cat is playing with plastic. So I told my dad, you know, since he bought this for me, he was asking me, like, where do you find the raw gemstones? And I was like, well, primarily online. Like, I don't know where you would go. I think some of the craft stores do sell these, like, National Geographic kits. Like, the one that I originally was going to order was like a 3-pound one. And I saw that you had the option between the Madagascar mix or the gemstone mix, which they both looked fun, but I was leaning more towards the gemstone mix. But then I saw, like, and that kit was like $35, and I saw for $5 more I could get the 5-pound kit that had 1 pound of each of the different 5 varieties. The only thing that I didn't care for was the petrified wood, but I'm not even sure I can identify petrified wood, but I don't think I got very much in this kit anyway. But I thought it'd be nice to have a variety, because I thought they were all going to be sorted out. That way it could be like, if I liked one variety better than the other, I would know in the future what to buy. But that kind of backfired. So I'm just gonna have to guess. But I know, like, they also have a 1-pound kit, and I think that's what a lot of the craft stores carry, is like the National Geographic 1-pound kit, which is usually about like $15 to $20. And then, of course, I think there's probably still eBay sellers out there that sell, like, back years ago, I bought from one seller. They were selling, like, I bought emeralds, rubies, and amethyst in its raw form. And I remember, because in my mind, I think I was going to use my little Dremel, or gonna say lipstick. Well, yeah, it's lipstick, but a makeup company. I think, like, my little Harbor Freight knockoff Dremel, like, in my mind I was gonna use that to, like, go through and, like, sand it down, but realistically that would take forever. I'd probably ruin the Dremel tool before I'd actually make any kind of progress. But that seller, you know, had, like, you could bought it by like a certain weight, which is just little Ziploc baggies of stuff, and it was like, looking at it, you could hold it up to the light and kind of tell that it had some color to it, but it's under so much of the other outer substrate stuff. So yeah, but for decades I've been wanting to go to the diamond I don't remember what it's called, like Diamond Crater Park or something. I call it the Diamond Field in Arkansas. And lately, like the past year, I've been hearing a lot more about people finding like big finds from there. But I want to go just to get the various gemstones. So I was like, well, you know what that means? I'm going to take a trip to there to dig up my own gemstones. And also, I found out that in Nevada, there's like these opal minefield things where you go and you can like chip at walls that have like opal in them and like other gemstones. So I'm like, road trip to Vegas. Maybe one day dedicate it to going to one of those places. That would be fun. But I don't know. And then I saw that Amazon, there's different people in Amazon selling raw gemstones. So I was like, that's also another option. So I'm finding options. But yeah, so I thought that this was going to be more exciting to unbox than it really was. There's a nice warning label on this side, and then it has the nice power cord. So that's the unboxing of that. Gosh, it smells. It smells like, I was going to say tires. It kind of smells like when you go into a place that specializes in tires, it kind of smells like that because of the rubber on these. Oh my goodness. Strong rubber scent. Anywho, yeah, and we feel like I already knew, because you have to run it for so long, and from watching other people's videos, that most people have it like put their rock tumblers in areas, like in far areas of their house that they're not really around frequently, or like if they have a garage or a basement or something, that they put their rock tumblers out there, or they build like sound boxes to kind of cover and muffle the sound, because they can be really loud since they're running continuously and the rocks slushing around in them. So we have two options, either the garage or the basement. Personally, I think I would kind of like the basement better because it's more accessible, like at all hours of the day. You know, if you kind of worry if something's going on with it, go check on it. But the garage, on the other hand, it's further away, so there's no chance of hearing it. The basement, I probably might hear it depending on where it is in the basement. But with the way the weather is, neither of those are an option right now. I don't want to risk messing up anything with this because of the temperature being too low. Like, especially the garage. I know that it's going to be below freezing out in the garage regardless. Yeah. So anyway, that's that for now.